Limerick is the third largest city in Ireland, the capital of the Midwest region and the spiritual heart of the province of Munster. I was born on an island, states Limerick poet and playwright Christopher O'Flynn in his book There is an Isle. And on this island in the Shannon, the city of Limerick began as a settlement in prehistoric times. When the Vikings sailed up the Shannon, they settled on this island, which became known as King's Island. In 1169, the Normans arrived in Ireland and captured Limerick in 1175. Limerick was granted its first charter and mayor by the then Lord of Ireland and later English King John in 1197. Today, Limerick is multicultural, a city of diversity. Harnessing and managing this diversity is a key opportunity and a key challenge for everyone. It is a bustling modern city with a rich medieval past which resounds around its ancient streets. Limerick City straddles the Shannon's broadening tidal stream. The river has played a defensive role throughout the city's history, not least during the Cromwellian and the Williamite sieges. Medieval Limerick was in fact two towns. Englishtown, which was inhabited mainly by descendants from the colonists. They settled on King's Island, while the native Irish were squeezed out of their island town, and most found sanctuary in the southern suburb across the Abbey River known as Irishtown. By modern standards, life in the lanes and alleys of Irishtown was unbelievably uncongenial. Limerick is known as the Treaty City, so called after the Treaty of Limerick. The Treaty Stone, which is one of Limerick's most famous landmarks, commemorates the signing of the Treaty of Limerick in October 1691.
They started firing in rotten carcasses full of maggots to spread disease inside the city, but we don't surrender.
The Limerick Castle is a 13th century castle located on King's Island next to the River Shannon. Although the site dates back to 922, when the Vikings lived on the island, the castle itself was built on the orders of King John in 1210 on the site of a pre-existing fortification. And after his death, the castle became known as King John's Castle. King John's Castle is one of the finest examples of Norman architecture in Ireland, and has been an imposing fixture on the banks of the River Shannon since the 13th century.
It's standing here since 1210. Earlier Norman castles, you'll see them in France, had square towers,
The Cathedral Church of St. Mary's was founded by Donald Moore O'Brien in 1172 and completed in 1197. It is Limerick's oldest building still in regular use and one of its most historical and beautiful. The Shannon as it goes through Limerick splits in two. The eastern part, which is where the navigation goes, is known as the Abbey River, and is a distributary arm of the River Shannon. It is bridged by Matthews Bridge, Ball's Bridge, the Abbey Bridge, Lockheed Bridge, Woodwires Bridge, and the Sylvester O'Halloran Footbridge. The Abbey Memorial Bridge is the newest bridge on the Abbey River, and a plaque was erected in 2014 to the memory of the Abbey fishermen. In years gone by, the river was famous for the Abbey regattas. Some of the families closely associated with the regattas were the Duhigg, Hayes and Clancy families, along with the Lysett family, who always took part in the regatta. The Abbey fishermen were so called as almost all the fisher families lived in the St. Francis Abbey area of Limerick City. This area was once inhabited by Franciscan monks. The Abbey fishermen consisted primarily of 4 families: Clancy, McNamara and Hayes. 3 of these 4 families lived in the Abbey area of Limerick City, and the 4th, the Shannies, lived in an area just outside the city, now called Lower Park. These families can be traced as far back as 1719 in connection with snap fishing. These were the families whose livelihood vanished when the Shannon hydroelectric station opened in 1929. Up to the time of the Shannon scheme, almost all the sand used in the building trades came from the River Shannon. Unloading took place at the appropriately named sandmill. Sand was dredged from the river by the Sandmen, a hardy breed who came from a number of old Limerick families in the heart of the parish. The Sandmen had made a contribution to the local scene with their sandcots. Simple economics, modern machines and transport marked the end of an era for the Sandmen. The Crows, the Frawleys and the Shanahans are no longer summoned to their daily labour by the hoarse cry of the early morning heron. And the riverside bird chorus is lost in the clear air. There is a strange loneliness since the Sandmen left. St. Mary's Prize Band was established in 1885 at a meeting in the old Bishop's Palace on King's Island. It was made up primarily of Abbey fishermen who used music as a form of relaxation after a hard day's work. In 1922, with funds sent over by families in America, a dedicated hall was established on Mary Street, the brainchild of Patrick Todsey McNamara. The McNamara brothers came from Meat Market Place, Old Thomas Street, off at Lunkett Street in St Mary's Parish, Limerick. They were born in the latter part of the 19th century. Although not fishermen, they were members of the St Mary's Prize Band. Though the McNamaras and the band are now gone, their names will live forever in the words of the very popular song McNamara's Band, made famous by Bing Crosby. The Shannon hydroelectric scheme was a major development by the Irish Free State in the 1920s to harness the power of the River Shannon. Work on the Shannon scheme began in 1925, and on Monday, July the 22nd, 1929, the official opening of the Shannon scheme was performed by President Cosgrave. By October, electricity was being generated at Ardnacrusha, an achievement which was looked upon as tangible proof of Ireland's independence and separate statehood. For centuries, the Abbey fishermen had plied their narrow cots between the city and Dunas, where they practiced the ancient skill of snap net fishing. With the building of the Shannon hydroelectric scheme, the worst fears of the Abbey fishermen had been realised. Their fishing grounds had been sacrificed for progress, and they themselves had become the most recent victims of industrialisation and deprived of their livelihood. From the very outset, fishing was prohibited in the tail race. The Abbey fishermen took on the army, police and water bailiffs in a series of engagements which have become known as the Battle of the Tail Race.
If a boat comes through here, it'll drop 60 feet so that...
The Abbey fishermen lost out in the end with token compensation, and the traditions of the fishing families, like that of the Sandmen, were gone forever. The recall, the barge and the sandcot. No more by her fair waters go by. Where are the men of the water? Drear winter winds seem to sigh. Gone, gone evermore from the river, grey leafless sallies reply. St. Mary's Church of Ireland Cathedral includes many interesting plots, including the Roman Catholic graves of the Shannys, Clancys and Hayes families, who were Abbey fishermen. Some of the Abbey fishermen hold pre-Reformation rights to these burial plots in St. Mary's. Folklore tells us that the Clancys were bequeathed their plot by Donald Moore O'Brien himself. The policy change by the Irish government in the late 1950s to move from protectionism to free trade signalled the decline in many of Limerick's native industries. As a result, Limerick lost many of its traditional industries such as bacon curing and canning, clothing and tailoring, flour and maize milling, and footwear. Companies like Ranks, Cleves, Matterson's, Clover Meats, Shaw's, O'Mara's, the Limerick Clothing Company, Spillans and Clunes Tobacco fell victim to competition and new technology. The Limerick 2030 economic and spatial plans have been made to put Limerick on the international map for investment. By harnessing the strengths of our major educational institutions like University College Limerick, Mary Immaculate College, Limerick Institute of Technology, and Limerick School of Art and Design. The plan sets out a comprehensive strategy for the economic and physical regeneration of Limerick to 2030. These developments will bring significant benefits across the city and county to the benefit of all, including enhanced educational, residential and cultural facilities. Some of the projects include Roach's Hanging Gardens, the Opera Site, Cleves Riverside Campus, and Tri Studios Film Hub. Limerick is a long-established location for international business, with over 14,500 people working in 116 overseas companies. Analog Devices International is a world-leading semiconductor company specializing in high-performance analog, mixed signal and digital signal processing integrated circuits. Analog was one of the first US high-tech companies to establish a base in Ireland. Analog holds a formidable presence on the Irish technology scene and has grown to employ 1,200 people at its original and main Irish hub in Limerick. Limerick is also proud of its many local businesses that have provided quality goods, services and employment to the local area down through the years. Limerick, with its rich heritage and love of the arts, was proud to be Ireland's first national city of culture in 2014, and it was shortlisted for the prestigious European City of Culture 2020. Limerick remains the most vibrant cultural hub in the Midwest today, and along with sports and music, has a great deal to offer visitors to the city.
She watches him watch her crossing the floor, and we all know you'd love to have kissed her once more, but that our love was never to be. You were not yourself and she was not me.
It is teeming with heritage sites, museums, galleries and performance venues. Museums like the Hunt Museum, the Frank McCourt Museum, the Limerick City Gallery of Art, and the new Limerick Museum dedicated to Jem Kemmy on Henry Street are a must for any visitor. For those who wish to explore the city on foot, Limerick Walking Tours, the Limerick Historical Society and the Thomond Archaeological Society offer a wide range of guided walking tours.
But they might have seen the movie Michael Collins and the jigsaw kind of falls.
Your experienced guide will captivate you with stories of Limerick's past and present. Experience the architecture, history and folklore of our fascinating city.
Shot Callahan, no, three fellas shot Clancy. We don't know who the other four were.
From sports to literature, family fun to music, Limerick hosts a wide variety of festivals all year round. There are well over 40 cultural events in any given year, from the St. Patrick's Day Parade the International Band Parade, the Limerick Literary Festival in honour of Kate O'Brien, the Limerick Writers' Centre Poetry Festival, the Limerick Jazz Festival, the Richard Harris International Film Festival, Limerick's Lifelong Learning Festival, the International Food Truck Festival, the Limerick Pride Parade, Africa Day, Limerick Horse Racing Festivals at Greenmount Park, concerts at the Castle and Milk Market, and Riverfest.
The Adventurous Central Music Concert Band.
The Limerick Writers' Centre is based in Barrington Street and has a mission to be a strong cultural voice for contemporary literature, art and culture. It holds a wide variety of literary and musical events, from poetry reading, book launches and the acoustic sessions. The Limerick Writers' Centre presents its Midsummer Lunchtime Poetry each year at the Hunt Museum.
Welcome, my name is Dominic Taylor, Director of the Limerick Writers' Centre. I'd like to welcome you all to the fourth and final week of our fifth summer season of lunchtime poetry here at the Hunt Museum. The series is brought to you every night by the Limerick Writers' Centre. And for those of you who are not too familiar with us, the Limerick Writers' Centre is based in Limerick City and has a mission to be a strong cultural voice for contemporary literature, arts and culture in Limerick.
As usual, we like to start and finish reading with a piece of music. This week I'm delighted to welcome clarinetist Roisin O'Donovan, and Roisin will be accompanied on guitar by her dad Eddie. And the first piece they will play for us now is Song for My Father by Horace Silver. Give a big welcome to Roisin and Eddie.
When I learn about the tally stick hung from your school child nets with twine, I am tongue-tied. Concentration camp gaunt, African slave, Choctaw, Aborigine, whale. And you are Murphy's dog, Bran, block of timber hung from his collar impeding the chase, cars, flighty women joggers, fat tongues on their trainers.
The poem is called Goodnight Scarlet. The first thing I think of most mornings is that I am still alive. I haven't died from the cold, been beaten up or robbed as I try to sleep in this doorway. I can't remember how many weeks I have been sitting and sleeping here. Most people hurry past and ignore me, averting their eyes, looking ahead, clasping their car keys, gripping their skinny lattes, their shopping bags or their mobile phones.
Limerick is going through a lot of changes. This is going to be one of the major changes going to happen in the next couple of years. Limerick Jazz Festival, the first major jazz festival for the city. We're delighted to be hosting this. It's going to be great. We have some of the top artists coming.
Now that can be the people behind the barbecue as well. Where are you were your chef?
Yeah, you want. I want to go to Panama. She comes. Woo! Yeah, all the way.
I don't think you do. That has a sort of a desperation edge about it. But I don't feel very dead.
Theatre, amateur and professional, and musical theatre has a massive presence in Limerick. The Sicilians, Limerick Musical Society, Bare Space Theatre Company, and drama groups like The College, The Torch, Quarry Players, UL Drama Society, and the Bottom Blog Theatre Company make an important contribution to the local drama scene.
Tommy Clocks, superstar!
Say a prayer above me there, Mary.
What is it, Tommy? Are you only after your wife, you know?
Packy Bonner says a decade of the rosary.
Who's for the big drop then?
What?
Who's in the box?
What?
Who's for the big drop then?
What?
Who's in the box?
Stop.
Who's for the big drop then?
Stop.
Who's in the box?
Stop.
Who's for the big drop then? Who's in the box?
Should it make your heart feel like an alarm clock to hear them singing Faith of Our Fathers and Rock the Greek like Rome, you know?
Faith and Father, Mrs. Henderson, Faith and Father.
Well, we must be going now, and may God bless you, and may He strengthen all the men that are fighting for Ireland's freedom. Good day to you, Mr.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
He served the duck and a hungry god.
He served the duck and a hungry god.
What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney.
Not Sweeney Todd. The demon mother of fate. Streets.
I am. What is going on with you? I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright, and I pity any girl who isn't me tonight. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm real.
If I were a rich man, yibba-dibba-digga-digga-digga-diddle-diddle-dum. All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yibba-dibba-digga-digga-diddle-diddle-dum. If I were a bitty-bitty rich, idle-diddle-diddle-diddle man.
Classical music is popular here too. The Irish Chamber Orchestra is based at the University of Limerick. The choral tradition is continued by the Limerick Choral Union, Encore Chamber Choir, Voices of Limerick, and the Limerick Gospel Choir.
Kennedy's looking forward now to standing up at the wedding table in that furnace of popularity. If he gets it right, he'll smoothly praise the mother-in-law's cooking. I've left him a few ideas on evoking her worried genius. He'll go on to tackle the father-in-law's austerity with a GAA joy. But the issue of the bride's beauty needs some work.
The job they're given is fairly simple. Find the place, go in for half an hour and discuss the settlement. Consider, if it's appropriate, the few antiques.
Vela Limini is an ongoing singing, instrumental and speech and drama competition in Limerick. The event is dedicated to showcasing the best of Limerick's young talent in the performing arts. With top-class hotels, Limerick City is an ideal place for the tourist to take a vacation and to explore the many attractions that the Midwest region has to offer. The city centre has undergone many changes in recent years and is an attractive place to relax, shop and socialise. The city is compact, easy to navigate, and boasts a wide variety of big brands and independent stores. Limerick can also boast of many excellent retail parks, where a wide variety of goods and products are available. The Milk Market on Corl Market Road is one of Ireland's most famous markets, here since 1852. At the market you'll find the very best of fresh, natural produce, from great farmhouse cheeses and chutneys, artisan meats, organic fruit, bread, valley cotton fish, fresh flowers and vibrant plants, along with many craft stores. There are entertainers and buskers, creating a relaxed family atmosphere at the market each weekend.
the squitter on top of the water. I just got my digger on 1 fathom down. When a squid in the boat got him right down the throat, and he don't give a damn on the squid digging ground.
On selected Sundays, you'll find an art exhibition on Bedford Row. While at Sheila Fab on Arthur's Quay, there is a Fab Fair.
Overtakers and undertakers, brothers, sisters, and love makers, flashing lights, speed adrenalines. Did you catch the train? Where's the bus? It's all irrelevant, 'cause we're rushing by.
If you want to relax after a day's shopping, there is an excellent choice of cafes and restaurants to choose from. Or after a match or a day at the races, why not visit one of Limerick's many famous pubs? A great time is guaranteed to be had by all. A trip to Limerick would not be complete until you sample the traditional fish and chips from Donkey Ford's. For your Christmas shopping, why not visit the Treaty City? Limerick comes alive at Christmas with a packed calendar brimming with seasonal activities, family fun events and festive cheer.
I see you come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, I never wanna leave. I mean,
Limerick City is widely known as the sporting capital of Ireland and was the European City of Sport for 2011. Sport is woven into the fabric of the city. Two sports dominate the sporting landscape in Limerick. They are hurling and rugby. Epic Munster finals at the Gaelic grounds are well enshrined in GAA history.
There's the shot, Richie Bennis from 70 yards. And it's a good one. Limerick have won the Munster final.
All from free. Liam O'Donoghue for Limerick. Being chased now by Pat Henderson. Into the centre to Frankie Nolan. Frankie Nolan on the 21, on the 14. A shot, and it's blocked down. Noel Snean is bottled into the goal. The ball is in the net, but yes, it's a goal. It's went now. The referee has gone up. The ball is in the net. I don't know who scored it. The whole forward line seemed to get it in. Referee has consulted his umpires. It's a goal for Limerick. And Ned Ray was in there, and Mossy Dowling was in there. They were all in there. And the score now is Limerick 1 goal and 13, Kilkenny 1 goal and 10. 9 minutes gone in the second half.
Limerick's love of rugby is world renowned, and it is the home to the iconic Thomond Park Stadium. It is where Munster defeated the mighty All Blacks in 1978, and has been the scene of many of Munster's memorable Heineken Cup matches down through the years.
When I was a child, I mean, I can remember nothing else from Limerick but rugby. It was inbred in us as kids. Thomond Park, rugby. It was tribal. Munster have 13 inbred boys born and bred in Limerick, and you can't beat that bonding!
Christopher O'Flynn, in his book There Is an Isle, says that Limerick's dominance in rugby was down to a good feed of packet and tripe from Tracy's. There is an intense passion and rivalry among the local rugby clubs in the city, a rivalry that cannot be matched elsewhere in any other town or city in Ireland. Limerick is also the home of Irish rugby legend and local hero Paul O'Connell.
We're inside the final 2 minutes and Ireland are literally being bandaged together in order to try and hold on. And what about that for a captain's effort? Here's O'Gara. Two locks, the two lions chasing, and Chabal got it, and he was put backwards in a big way. Oh, what a drive from Munster. That was...
Limerick, while famous for celebrating its sporting achievements, also mourns the loss of its sporting legends together. The city stands united in grief at such losses. Such is the respect shown not only locally, but nationally and internationally as well.
Elegy for Anthony Foley. His deeds acclaimed, his name on every tongue. The hero comes home with or upon his shield. Those whom the gods love best die young.
And before we finish, we acknowledge and place on record our appreciation for the work carried out by the various organisations, charities and volunteers, such as Adapt House, Enable Ireland, the Samaritans, Limerick Marine Search and Rescue, Corbett Suicide Prevention Patrol, DOCAS, St. Vincent de Paul, Novas, the Rape Crisis Centre, Milford Hospice, Barnardo's, Doris Limini, the Simon Community, Limerick Animal Welfare, and Pieta House, each providing specific help and support for people when needed. And for this we thank you.
Encourage our friends to communicate with one another, to connect with one another, to be generous and kind to one another, to empathise with one another. And we, when we are afraid for one of our friends, to ask the question, Are you all right? Do you need to talk? Do you need help? Do you know that this will pass? Do you know that there is help for you? Do these small things, and in doing so, you will take giant steps to beat suicide and self-harm. We hope you leave today with comfort, hope, and determination to eradicate our world of suicide and self-harm. Enjoy the walk.
And as we come to a close, we finish with an extract from Pigtown by Limerick playwright Mike Finn. A lot of stories in this town. This town. This old, bold, cold town. This big town. This pig town. Every house a story. This gets up under your skin town. Fill you with wonder town. This queer, rare, my home is their town. Full of life town.